Nung naging teenager ako, nung nag-high school na at lalo na nung nag-college, mahigpit na bili ng tatay ko sa akin. Kaloy, wag na wag kang sasali sa mga gang, ha? Kung hindi ka natatakot sa gulpi dahil sa mga gang na yan, matakot ka sa gulpi ko. Now, I don't think he seriously meant that he would beat me up, but he was genuinely concerned that my life would be at risk if I joined the gang. So, he told us to never pick a fight with anyone. However, I had this acquaintance in college, a really big guy, much older and much more experienced than me, and a senior member of one of the bigger fraternities in school. And he's used to fighting, and he's got the scars to prove it. And this guy took issue with a comment I made about him. It offended him. It did not take long before I saw this guy charging towards me, really angry. Within seconds, he was right in front of me, shouting at the top of his lungs, with his index finger pointed at me just a few millimeters from my face. I tried to push his finger away, but he kept pointing it back to me. And every time he did that, he just kept getting angrier and angrier. Right at that moment, I knew I shouldn't do anything that will provoke him and fuel his anger. Kung ayaw ko mabasag ang mukha ko, I knew I shouldn't do anything stupid. And so, I told him in a very calm voice, Pare, I'm not going to fight you. You can hit me, but I won't hit back. Ang liit kong tao kumpara sa'yo, hindi ako lalaban. I was bracing myself for his big knuckles to hit my face. But he didn't punch me. He just kept standing there, staring hard at me. It was a good thing that a common friend came forward and stood in between us and prevented what could have been a disastrous situation for me. But even if he did hit me, I knew well enough not to make matters worse by hitting back. I'd just, turn the other cheek, so to speak. This is good advice that came from the Lord Jesus himself. One of the topics that Jesus talked about in the Sermon on the Mount is about what followers of Jesus ought to do when someone picks a fight with them. We find this in the Gospel according to Matthew. You have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say to you, do not resist the one who is evil, but if anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to him the other also. There are occasions when we cannot prevent ourselves from, getting into serious conflict situations, and sometimes things can get physical. As followers of Jesus, we need to rein ourselves in. We are called upon to resist the urge to fight back. Jesus knew that fights never result in anything good. It can drive a wedge between us and the person who's angry at us. But if we resist fighting back, we retain the possibility of winning our enemy to our side. So, try as much as you can to obey Jesus in this situation. When somebody insults you or violates your rights, don't hit back. When someone slaps you on the right cheek, turn the other cheek towards him. Simply ignore insults or trivial losses and don't retaliate. Kung hindi ka gumaganti, hindi nangangahulugan na mahina o talunan ka. Keep your dignity and your self-respect intact, even as people commit evil things against you. I know it's hard, but know that God is right there with you. God will make things right for you. Remember, as you learn to resist fighting back against people who pick a fight, and as we learn to turn the other cheek as Jesus commanded, faith matters too.